Hey, hello everybody, how's it going today? GlowplasmaTCG here, back in day to do some content that's not directly anime and manga related. I mean, it is, but it isn't actually reviewing a chapter of anime and manga, which is sort of my specialty here on this chapter. But today we are actually going to be looking at two of the One Piece starter decks. I got Starter Deck Uda, One Piece card game number 11, and the Three Captains Ultra Deck, Starter Deck 10. So I recently picked these two up. I've been really wanting to get into the One Piece card game, and of course it is One Piece related, so it is anime and manga related, being that I love talking about Shonen Jump and, well, One Piece. So I got these two starter decks, and I wanted to buy them, but I figured if I'm going to open them, I probably should do it in a video, because, I mean, why not? So that's what we're going to do here today, but before we actually get into, I don't know, opening these, I got something I need to do first. I love my blank space here, right? But for the first time ever, we are going to be covering up the actual desk. I'm also a very avid Magic player, so this is a Niv Mizzet map from Magic the Gathering. I actually bought it here just last night for filming of this video, but I figured it'd be actually proper to open up some cards on this mat. So like I said, I actually don't know what's in these starter decks, but recently ran into some people playing One Piece card game, and I talked to them, and they recommended that if I wanted to figure out what type of play style I would like for the One Piece card game the best, to pick up the Three Captain starter deck here, because apparently there are 3 decks in here, which, I mean, it is a absolutely massive box compared here to the starter deck number 10 one. I mean, it's probably like 2.5 times, so it is pretty big. But here in the back it just says there's 19 types of cards in here altogether. So alright, I don't know if this is like a deck with 3 different, like one base deck, but then 3 different commanders you can use for it pretty much, or leaders as they call them here. I do play a lot of Magic Commander. I'm sorry if I get any terminology messed up here. So I'm going to be interested to see what this is, and if there are just like 3 additional cards, why the box is so big, or if that's just a marketing ploy. And then also, I love Uda from the One Piece film Red, so I figured I'd pick up this starter deck since it was also there, because sort of, why not, right? Which one do I want to open up first? I should have probably thought about this before I started actually filming. But I think we're actually going to do the Ultra Deck 3 Captains deck first, so I don't know what else to say. I just say we're going to go and hop into it here. So I haven't done any prep to this. I got my little letter opener here, which will be perfect to slide down in here, and then just cut that tape on both sides. Oh, if I can get it in there, that'd be the good question. There we go. Oh, maybe not. There we go. So we got that cut, and yeah, just pops open just like that. I mean, this is a massive box, so I mean, it is really nice. I love how Bandai's been marketing all of their card game projects recently. It's been really nice just to see and look at. So let's take it out in here. Oh, what's this? So here's the box all in all. Ultra Deck 3 Captains. Look at that. And then, alright, looks like we got a little bit of a instruction guide here on how to actually play. It's nice that they actually have these, because I own a few One Piece starter decks. Or not One Piece, these are One Piece, Digimon card game starter decks. And the instructions in those are nothing as big and interesting as this, right? I have a general idea of how to actually play this just because of how, just because I've seen some people do it before. But besides that, I really don't have too much knowledge. This may be a fun thing to read over here later. But yeah, here rules. I'm pretty sure if you want to read them, you can read them here, right? But pause the video if you're really into that. And it looks like here are all the card fields. So your character area, your leader card, stage card decks, your trash pile, or what I like to call your graveyard, your cost area, your Dawn deck. Yeah, pretty nice map, but also, of course, it's also a lot smaller, and also, I mean, it's papered in an actual playmat, so look at that. That's pretty cool, though. So getting in here to the actual deck itself, just some plastic, and we actually have a deck box, which is actually pretty cool. I didn't know they actually did this, and it's just a Velcro one, it looks like. Yeah, but we got the, of course, off the box art, we got the Luffy art there, we got the Kid art there. On the back, we just got what it is, and then we got the Law art. So, if I'm not mistaken, One Piece card game decks are 50 cards each. So, yeah, with the actual, like, land or deck cards, whatever you call them. So, let's see what we got here. Yeah, so a little deck box. Had a little bit of a spacer, but once, if any sleeves get put on these cards, it's going to take up probably the entire thing there. And then, yeah, so a little bit of a card divider there. So it reminds me of what you get in Pokemon ETBs. Little divider card with the same 3 captains design. I do like that right there. But actually getting to the cards themselves, looks like we got a Law on the front. Packaged up very nicely. The card design there on the back. And it's not a peel open, it's an actual... Oh, no, it is a peel open. I was like, I figured it would be peel open if it is in plastic like this. So let's just get in there and see what we got. Alright, here we got them in my hands. I probably need to put some sleeves on a few of these, but I will do all of that after this video. I'm not going to waste a few minutes. I sort of want to get this filmed so I can actually sit down and take a look at all of these, but I'd say we'll just come here and cut to deck and... no, I think there's different cards. As you see, there are 3 commanders and then all of the other cards from here, so we'll just split this into half and we'll go look through all of these in a second. We'll just set them up here. But yeah, so let's look what we got here. So we've got, of course, a red-purple, it looks like. Trafalgar Law, of course. Pretty neat. I've always liked Law as a character in One Piece, and I mean, this is just a fun art of him, I think. The Heart Pirates, of course, is down the bottom, and he's a leader card. Yeah, so place one of your opponent's characters with 300 power less, or 3,000 power less at the bottom of the owner's deck. Point to 1 character card if it costs a 4 less from your hand. I'm sure that effect is pretty interesting. Get to see it on later. Of course, here's the Luffy card. Same exact colors there with the effect of if you have 0 Dawn cards on your field or 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, add up to 1 Dawn card from your deck and set it as active. But that's got a nice little skill to it there. And then we got the final leader card here, which of course is Eustace Captain Kid. Yeah, I got a bit of an effect there. I don't think I really need to read them all out. I mean, you can read them on the screen if you want to, but I do like that art. I don't particularly like that it is the exact art that is on the actual case. I mean, it is sort of what I expect at a point, but it's fine. So let's actually get into the deck here itself. I'll slide all of these guys up to the side, possibly like not in my massive light source, but over here instead. And this was the top, so let's just go through. It looks like we got a Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy card, and looks like we have 2 of those. We got an effect, and of course, a Trafalgar Law card, and we got 2 of those. And oh boy, is this going to be an Eustace Captain Kid card? Yeah, look at that. We got 2 of those. Look at that. I'm going to be real with you here. So I got interrupted. I accidentally paused the video recording instead of leaving it going. So I went through a bunch of these cards, and I just now realized about halfway through that first stack that I suddenly forgot to turn the recording back on. So I forget where we actually were. I think we had just looked at the Eustace Captain Kid arts up here from the secondary, like captain's cards in a way, not the the character cards, not the actual leader cards. And then I went through and talked about all the straw hats we got here. So here's Zoro. I really like Zoro's art here, and just going through again, just some Sanji cards, Jinbei, Nami, of course, Nami in a wonderful art we got right here, right? And then we did, of course, Killer up here, and then we talked about the Heat Pirates, or the Heat Pirate on Captain Kid's team. And then we went through Sachi, Penguin, and Jean Bart, and I pretty much said how Sachi and Penguin are like the 3rd and 4th most important characters, and Jean Bart's like the 5th, and I think those are the only 5 people of Law's crew that have really meant anything to the story. And I'm sorry, that bit was a lot more in-depth, probably like 3 or 4 more minutes, and you just got me talking about these actual cards, but I don't feel like re-recording that now and going back through and like, oh, hey, here's this. So we're just going to forget that ever happened and just move on to this secondary deck, because my phone started to go dim, and I'm like, oh, golly gee, I forgot to start recording, and I did. But getting back into it, yes, here we have the Beppo art, and we do indeed have 4 of these guys, it looks like. Yeah, Beppo's the 2nd most notable pirate on the Heart Pirates team. Of course, the good old Mink. I think he's a Mink. I mean, I don't know what else he could be, right? But little bit of an interesting ability. If your opponent has more Dawn cards on the field and you opt to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. So I think that's just like a good sort of like growth ability or like a ramp ability. So that's pretty cool to see. But yeah, there's Beppo. Put him over there. Like I said, I'm running out of room a little quickly. And then we're going to move on to Wire, who apparently is another member of the Kid Pirates. And yet another person I have never, ever heard of before. So, sure, you got me there. I actually didn't know there were this many Kid Pirate members, but here's Wire. No, I mean, I knew there were a bunch, because I remember in an SBS not too long ago, we got, like, so many of the Kid Pirates actual like names and stuff, and there was like 20 people on the team, but I've just actually never paid attention to any of them besides for, I mean, Eustace and Killer. So but there's Wire, pretty cool name. And I mean, for all the rocker design to see you get out of the Kid Pirates, I'd say I do like Heat and Wire here. And then looks like we have a bit of some effect cards in a way, as we get the Gum Giant Sumo Slap, and we just have 2 of those. I think this is like a support card of some kind. It says like a counter, put up to 1 of your leader character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this battle, and KO or 1 of your opponent's characters 200 power or less. Seems like a really good effect, and I mean, we got 2 of them. I do like how these have more of a silver border, easily telling apart like what's a character card, what's this, and then we got the like full arts, of course, and then what's the actual sort of like effect cards here. Kong Gatling, got 2 of them. Another thing I do like about these is they actually use panels from the manga. I'm sure somebody out there has come up with the, oh, this is where this panel was in the manga. This is the exact page, right? And I'm sure somebody's done that for all of these. And of course, here we got Kong Gatling. Of course, this looks like during the Kaido fight there during the Roof Piece arc of One Piece, but that's pretty cool right there. It's got a probably good effect. Punk Vice, of course, going back to our favorite guy, Killer. We got 2 Luffy moves and 1 Killer move and no Law moves. Is just Law too powerful for them? He does have the Op fruit, so here's what we got here for Punk Vice. And then going on here to the end, I think we just got these 10 Dawn cards, if I'm not mistaken. These are what you actually like. These are like your land cards and using magic terms once again. So that's pretty cool. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. I do sort of like that. And actually, let me go over to my shelf real quick. This little thing here. Now, this is the actually One Piece related card I already own. It is actually a Dawn card that I found somewhere. I don't know why I got it, but I do. For the main reason of here on the back of it, there's a One Piece Film Red advertisement. And like I said, I really like One Piece Film Red, so I sort of just picked it up on a whim and sort of displayed it because it's really cool to have that art in card form. And now sort of knowing what this card does is a bit more interesting than it is like the power you use in the game. So that's pretty cool just looking at that there. So count up all the cards together in the deck. Like I said, I think it is indeed a, numbers, please help me, 50 card deck. So we got 4 of them, and was it 4 of these guys too? So that's 12, another 4 here with Gene Bart, and another 12 with Sachi and Penguin. Or not another 12, golly gee. That makes 20 cards, and then if we come over here to just do some more counting, let's just do some math. Got another 4. Another 4 Zoros. You can never go wrong with 4 Zoros. And then Beppo and all of them. The Jinbei cards, these 2. That is another 20. And then, of course, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yes, they are a 50 card deck with a leader card and then your 10 Dawn or land cards. I will probably just call them land cards just because that's what I'm used to telling them. And they do have like a really nice shiny metallic sort of look to them. I'm sure you can tell all the rainbow colors coming off of them from like the phone camera and I don't know, like the light I have shining over here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I can't wait to actually sort of play the One Piece card game to sort of understand like what these commanders do. And I am sort of a little upset. I mean, I'm not really upset, but this whole starter deck cost me $38. And while like this starter deck here only cost $18, and just to have $20 more for really just 2 more leader cards. I mean, I don't know how many of these cards in here are going to be foils and stuff, right? For all I know, none of them will actually be foils, and that's fine. And I understand this is a, like, ultra starter deck with, I mean, I don't know, 3 captains, but it seems like a little bit of an exorbitant price for this, but I can really understand that because this is a higher tier starter deck, so I do understand where the whole thing is coming from there. So I'd say we just go and get this one cleaned up. I'll sleeve all of these cards later and actually get ready to use them, research like what additional cards I can take out of this and add in, because I'm sure there is very much plenty of that here. Like, while this is probably good to play from out of the gate, I'm pretty sure it is something to where it will be better to play if you have some additional cards to it. But I mean, it is a starter deck after all, and that's what sort of starter decks are known for. So we're just going to get all of you guys back together and then just slide you back in the containers here. So, boom, boom. Oh yeah, look at that. All nice and together once more. And boom. We'll put you back in your starter deck case, and I will look at you again as soon as I'm done recording and editing this video. So, yeah, pretty cool. Actually, everything in here, I'm really surprised that they actually give you a sort of nice deck box for this. But it does make sense because this is one chunky box, and I understand if you got to fit a deck box in here, so it makes sense. It makes sense. So we'll just sit there, keep it in frame. When we come over to the starter deck starter deck number 11. If I'm not mistaken, this is also actually the most recent starter deck that has come out. So that's pretty neat, and I'm sort of glad I'm getting into the One Piece card game whenever arguably my favorite One Piece character is getting, or my favorite non-canon One Piece character. I don't know. I think Uda's canon in some chapter in Wano, but I honestly forget at this point. But let's go through and let's get it all opened up. Slit there, and slit there, and would you look at that? It's not coming up as easy as the last one did. I think what we're going to come in here and do is we're going to come put that there and flip it open just like that. So all the music notes and everything on the package, and oh, look, there's my serial number. Oh boy, golly gee, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. Oh, look at this. We got a biodegradable sort of thing in here, it looks like. Or no, it's more of a rough plastic. Oh, we're not getting stuck on everything known to the sun. Oh, I see. We're getting stuck on the back here. Okay, what's going on? There we are. Oh, no. The deck fell out, but that's perfectly fine. Set that up there. Got some more nice hard plastic. Put that right there. And oh, hey, do you guys want to know how to play the One Piece card game? Because if you sure do want to know, I think I've got the booklet for you. Let's come through. Oh, no, I just ripped it. I don't know how loud that sound audibly came over the mic there, but let's open up a bit further, and those are some nice creased folds if it wants to, like, not even open. There we go. Boom. Yeah, it is the exact same thing. There is no difference in these, so I got 2 of them now, right? Hey, but most importantly, I know where to play my cards now. I mean, I can play 2-player. I've got 2 decks. We're just going to set that back over there. And yeah, here's the actual cards themselves. Another plastic container, very much akin to like what we got right over here. And the exact same size, except for 3 cards that are in this, or 2 more cards that are in this one, because we got an extra leader card. So we're going to come set these back over here. Now, we'll leave them out. Why not? Am I going to lose anything from sitting them out? Yeah, we'll sit all those stuff out. But yeah, moving on to it. I'm a little surprised just here from the initial get-go and look at it, because I was figuring that, you see how like all of these arts are the same as the arts on the 3 Ultra Deck Captains box? I figured the actual Uda art would be this card right there, but I guess not, so I'm just core me a little surprised, actually. I don't know if that's like another character card inside here, but we'll see. But as for the leader card, I don't know, it's nice. I'm not the biggest fan of this art design, but I mean, it's perfectly fine as is. Let's actually open up the little plastic flap, and boom, boom. Oh, it was a little rough there, and then we'll just get all of the cards actually out. Set you over there. May as well put you in frame for a second. And yeah, here's the Uta starter deck. So, of course, here we're going to start off with the leader card of Uta right there. Specifically from film. So I guess they do want you to know that this card isn't from the actual series. It's from a film, so that's pretty funny. And here's what I was talking about, that it is a actual character card inside of there with Uda, so yeah, I figured that art would be in here somewhere. I mean, it'd be sort of like a lying not to, but look at that. So we've got actually 2 of them in here. Again, Uta from Film. So sure, a special attacker, I'm guessing that's what that means, but I don't know. I just love that art right there. New Genesis. Oh man, that's only like the song they sing in the movie, right? I'm guessing these are probably some of the exclusive cards to this, maybe. Or maybe half these have been released before. I have no clue. But yeah, I'm not mistaken. This is actually like a direct screenshot from the movie, which I'm not mad at, but it's just a little funny. Come here to the actual cards themselves. We got Brooke here, to the non-foils, I should say. Those are our foils. The rest of these do not seem to be foils. We got Brooke here, and we got 5 of them. I guess these are like specifically from the movie, their appearances in the movie. So we got Brooke's appearance in the movie. We got Monkey D. Luffy and his appearance in the movie. It's fine enough. We got Usopp, of course. Who could forget Usopp? It's a great and amazing design there in the movie, but looks like we got another 4 of them. Some off to the side. Jinbei, of course. Looks like we got another 4 of them. Are we going to go through like all of the Straw Hats here? But of course, Tony Chopper's next in his good old movie attire. Oh, we can't forget that Law was in the movie, so we got 4 Law cards, and Robin, of course. Who could forget the arguably most important Straw Hat? So, right there. Frankie. Before looking at this, I forgot what Frankie's design in the movie was, and I still don't think this was it, but if this was actually what it was in the movie, I need to rewatch that movie. But yeah, there's the Frankie cards, and look at that, there are 4 of them, and then of course Roanoa Zorro. Who could forget Zorro in like a 3-piece suit from like the old 1800s times? That's pretty cool. We do have 4 of them. So going through, who are all the Straw Hats we are missing? There is surprisingly no Nami. I mean, there could be something in the rest of this, but it looks like the rest of these are like those skill cards of some kind. So, of course, we got Uda up there, and we got the New Genesis sort of movie thing. But we got, of course, Monkey D. Luffy, who is Straw Hat number 1. We have Roanoa Zorro, who is arguably Straw Hat number 2. We are missing Nami. We have some Usopp. We are missing Sanji, of course. After Sanji, then is actually Chopper's time to shine. Chopper then goes to Frankie, then to Robin, then to Jinbei. So we're missing a few Straw Hats, but all in all, I mean, that's most of them all together. We have Law, of course, who I've honestly forgot Law was in that movie, but I mean, Law's in every One Piece related thing just because he is so incredibly popular, if I could actually talk. But going actually to our cards here, we have 3-style Onigiri. Of course, they're showing you that off. So, of course, it's a Zoro move. And Backlight, I will say the best song in the entire film is indeed Backlight. So, it's pretty cool that it actually has its own card there. I'm Invincible, of course. I wonder what that could be relating to. Another song in a movie, because One Piece Film Red was indeed a musical, right? And those are actually, I'm pretty sure, not like the top 3 poster child songs from the movie. Of course, there's like a few more, like, of course, Top Musica was a really big one. And then, of course, here we just got all of these other Dawn cards. So we got 10 of them, but I don't know. I think this is the proper Dawn card for this set, is the One Piece Film Red one, but yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to open up my starter decks and take a look at them here, so yeah, I'm very excited to actually play with these, and then I'll take a look and like, because of course this Uda deck is like a green deck, so what cards are the meta for green, and check all of that out. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with that, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, I may be able to, so we're going to pick up all of these cards one by one after I just sort of laid them all out. And going back to what I was saying earlier about the 3 captains one being $38, I understand because every card in here is holographic, and of course only 5 of these are, but still, that is just a very steep price. But I do understand, like, don't quote me and saying like, oh, this guy doesn't like what they're doing there because, oh, this GlowplasmaTCG dude, he doesn't want to spend money. And hey, I understand, but yeah, that was a little bit of a shocker. I'm like, $38? I'm like, I could understand 30, but like 3 decks, 10 a piece, and especially if it has those extra commander cards, but whatever. That's not the whole point of this anymore. It's Now, doing something for science as we stack all these cards up. The more I'm looking at this, the more I think maybe not. So, all right, let's get all of those cards here, and let's put them in the plastic once again that I will be taking them out of once again in like 20 minutes. So, let's take those out, put them back in there, fold down the plastic, and latch it back up top again, and got the 2 decks in. All right. Do they both fit in here? Oh my gosh, they do. Of course, once I sleeve them, they won't, but actually just having them both be able to fit here for a second, that's actually really nice, so, yeah. I don't know if I got too much else to say after that. Of course, thank you guys for watching this. A bit of a different, I think this is actually the second card opening sort of deal I've done on this channel, but this time it was you actually know what's in the boxes. I mean, I think there's deck lists for these things online. Yeah, it says check this product's full card list on our official website, which I just didn't do because why not? I figured if they're going to be all right, but of course you know what's coming in here, so it's not like a true card opening where it's like, oh my gosh, I just pulled a Charizard, but it's cool and all. But yeah, my overall review of these guys is I like the deck box. I like Uda. Pretty cool, so I will be playing some One Piece card game now, trying to go find some local gameplay at my card game shop. So it's not drop the cards. That's not what I want to do. But yeah, I don't have too much else to say at this point. So thank you guys very much for watching this whole card opening. I hope you guys did enjoy it. And if you want to see sort of more of this in the future, or have a video where I go over on learning how to play the One Piece card game, leave it down in the description below, because I think that could be a very fun sort of little mini series to do here on the channel. Yeah, but if you like this, if you wouldn't mind subscribing. I normally do a lot of more anime and manga related, like directly focused content. Like, hey, here's what happened in this Oshino Code chapter. Here are my thoughts on it. And if you go check out my last Oshino Code chapter review, I did like theory crafting for like 10 straight minutes at the end of the video. So yeah, that's there. But yeah, I don't have too much else to say. And thank you guys very much for watching. And the One Piece card game, guys. And this will be GlowplasmaTCG 231 signing out.